What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Underrated, where I rate things most people don't. And today, we're looking at something Blizzard stopped doing a very long time ago, and that's awesome entrances to dungeons. I don't know why they stopped doing it. It's awesome. But anyway, just before we get into all that, if you could all do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button and turn that notification on, just in case you want to see more of these top 10 videos. And go ahead and comment below and tell me some of your favorite dungeon entrances. And yeah, anyway, let's get right into it. Dungeon entrances, top 10 underrated. 10. So for number 10, we're going to head to the Southern Barrens, and the dungeon entrance we're going to have a look at is the one for RFD, Razorfen Downs. And honestly, I'm not a huge Quillbore fan, and I never really have been, but I really like this dungeon, and I really like this entrance. It's a massive Quillbore city. You first walk in, and you see these massive, looping brambly thorns. You've got huts everywhere. You have this random undead ambassador guy you need to kill for a quest, which has you thinking, why are the Scourge here? But as you go, you have a look up. The roof is really cool. It's like this brambly roof thing. It's like the trees became a roof, or the thorns became the roof. And then you finally get to this entrance of this boar's head. It looks like the Quillbore have built this massive boar's head entrance. You've got to go through this little tunnel before you get to the portal, but just this entrance to this tunnel is so cool. The huge boar's head, that really makes this place stand out to me. But yeah, it's a really cool Quillbore city. It's very intricate. It's got like an I want to say like an upstairs and a downstairs, but it's got like an upper level and a lower level once you get past the boar's head, actually. And a lot of places I actually didn't really know about until I did this video. So yeah, I'm gonna have this at number 10, very underrated, which is RFD, Razorfen Downs. Go check it out. 9! So for number 9, we're actually gonna head to Northrend, and this is Utgard Keep. And I won't lie, finding a cool dungeon entrance that was made after Vanilla WoW was no easy task, but Utgard Keep does have it. And it's more for the environment. It does not have like a pre-dungeon before the dungeon like a lot of vanilla ones did, but the environment is really cool. It does have 2 separate entrances. If you're Horde, you're probably going to come down the side ramp, which is a huge ramp with a huge waterfall off the side of it. And if you're Alliance, you're probably coming through the main door. You've got to fight a couple big Viking dudes before you get in there. There's skulls on the side, but once you actually get in, it might not be that cool. This is more about how cool the, I guess you could say, the fortress or castle looks. I just really dig the big skulls, the Viking theme, the big side ramp is really cool for the Horde players as well. I think it might be cooler than the Alliance way of getting into this place. But yeah, for Northrend and for dungeons made after Vanilla, this is actually quite cool. Number 8, we're gonna head to Netherstorm and have a look at Tempest Keep. And I couldn't just pick one of the dungeons, so I'm just picking Tempest Keep as a whole. And yeah, I know what you're gonna say. There is no dungeon entrance to Tempest Keep. You just fly right into the dungeon. I know, but here's where you're wrong. The whole space / nether is the entrance. You have to fly to these. And what really ranks it at number 8 is the background. Look how cool the sky is. And the space, not the space, but the actual floating dungeon parts look pretty cool. I know there's not much going on, but if you just take a second and sit and look at these places, you see all the lightning and the purple stuff going on. It makes for a pretty cool view, and that's the only reason it's number 8. And it will stay there because this is kind of my list, all right? Anyway, yeah, Tempest Keep, number 8. 7. So for number 7, we're gonna head back to the Barrens, and this is Wailing Caverns. And this is kind of where it begins for a lot of players, especially Horde players. It's the first pre-dungeon entrance you're gonna come across. It's not the first dungeon you're gonna do, but the first dungeon doesn't really have an entrance like this. You're gonna have to go through what looks like a boring cave system at first. It's filled with raptors and there's these screechy guys, screechers. I don't remember the actual names of these guys. These little flying dudes. And there's little drop-offs to quest guys and whatnot. And then you go over this little what looks like a little pond, but it's actually quite deep with some threshers down there, like sea monster guys. So just be careful about those or just kill them, whatever. But anyway, you get past that, and then this cave or these little tunnels become this massive cavern with like a forest inside. It is quite beautiful. It's got loads of trees, steam pockets, stalagmites and stalactites. It's got like a lake or a pond down there. Just loads of greenery, and it's a really cool underground cave like cavern thing. And then you got the portal all the way in the back. You can get, it's easy for new players, I guess, to get lost in a place like this, but it's kind of worth getting lost in anyway. You've got loads of quests in these pre-dungeon areas to do, so take some time, look around. Really look around that forest area. I never actually took my time to walk around and look in that area. It's quite big and has a lot of cool stuff inside. So yeah, Wailing Caverns is number 7. 6. We're headed to the Badlands, and we're gonna have a look at the entrance to Uldaman, which is personally one of my favorite dungeons in Vanilla WoW. And this entrance to the dungeon is really awesome. It gives you a proper dig site feel. Even though I hate trogs, they're annoying and they look horrendous, it works in this instance right here. You've got this dig site, and as you're going through the tunnels, you come across little dwarven camps, like little dig site camps in the tunnels. You've got these massive rooms filled with trogs, filled with dwarves. It's really easy to get lost in here if you don't know what you're doing. There's some really good quests as well that involve this little entrance area to the dungeon. It actually is a really big entrance as well. Not the biggest, but it is quite big. It's got, I don't know if you know, or if most people know, but Uldaman is a Titan compound, so there's a lot of old Titan architecture, which is one of my favorites in the game. So you got these big stone guys holding up these things. I can't remember what they are. Yeah, what are those? These big stone guys holding up the structures. You've got the pillars. I won't lie, I'm not a huge fan of the checkered floor, the green and white checkered floor, but whatever, it does work here. And lastly, look at the size of the portal. Like, look at the entrance of this portal. It's an epic entrance. The size of it is huge. I think there might be one bigger. It might be the MC one in BRD, but this one might be the biggest portal in the game. And yeah, it's just an epic walk into this instance. I love it. So yeah, Uldaman. That's number 6. 5. So number 5 is the entrance to Nomergon. And what makes this really cool is the elevator, to be honest. You have to take this elevator all the way down into the City of the Gnomes, or X-City of the Gnomes, and fight your way through. Yes, it's Trogs again, everyone's favorite, I know. But it's really cool. Like, the atmosphere is really cool. It's really smoky and gloomy. You've got the gears going on. You've got infected trogs and infected, like, leper gnome type things. And yeah, it's not a long entrance. It's not a far, like, fight to get into the dungeon. But the atmosphere gives you, like, a really kind of haunting feel. Like, something has definitely gone wrong in this place. But the elevator is what really makes it. I love elevators in the game. So like places like Nomer and places like, Serpent Shrine Cavern, I love taking elevators down and up. It makes you really feel like you're going down into something. So yeah, atmosphere and elevators is what makes this number 5 on the list. Nomergon. 4. So number 4 is in Westfall, and that's the entrance to the Dead Mines. And I won't lie, I was a bit hesitant about putting this on my list because everyone loves the Dead Mines, and I'm not sure if it's really underrated. So, but yeah, it's my list. I'll put whatever I want on it. Anyway, Dead Mines entrance is awesome. It all starts, wait, 1 second. Let me go back. This is where it all starts for the Alliance. This is like their first dungeon with a huge dungeon entrance to it. This is a very easy place to get lost, but hold on. It all starts with this house right here. It looks like nothing except for there's a meeting stone outside, so that kind of gives it away. But yeah, it starts with this house. You go up and you discover that there's this whole underground mining cave system filled with Defias. These guys hit hard for your level, so make sure you're in a group. There's some good quests that take place in this dungeon entrance, by the way. You work your way through loads of miners and mages. Like I said, it's a very easy place to get lost. There's nothing crazy about it. I think it's the fact that it's just it's massive. It looks cool. There's loads of bridges, and the dead mines feels like a dead mine. If that makes sense, I don't know. It makes sense to me. But eventually, if you go the right way, you'll come across the portal, and it's kind of below this bridge. Most people just jump down. You just keep running and jumping down. I guess one of the most popular thing is just to keep running until you find the portal. Try not to attack anything, and just jump and run into the portal as fast as you can. Hope that nothing stuns you. But yeah, anyway, that was kind of off track. The entrance to this dungeon is arguably one of the best in the game. I mean, that's how I feel. I'm sure most people feel like this anyway. So yeah, that's why I put it at number 4, but not higher, because it might not be underrated technically. Anyway, entrance to the dead mines, number 4. 3. So for number 3, this entrance is one entrance that becomes 3 entrances that all lead to the same dungeon. Have you followed me there? Anyway, this dungeon entrance is for a dungeon called Maraudon in Desolace, and it's probably one of the most unique dungeon entrances in maybe WoW in general. I could probably say that. But yeah, anyway, let's break this down into sections. You've got a really cool entrance with like this snake head. I don't know what it is. If anybody knows what that is, comment below and tell me. This thing holding a spear. You get in, and it's like a little cave system. You've got to fight some centaurs. You see some cool centaur artwork on the wall. Not artwork, like statues, I would say. Why would I say artwork? They're not paintings. You got this massive statue of a centaur. Anyway, you get through the centaur, and then you get to this room. And this room has 3 ways you can go. There's the orange side, the purple side, and then, if you didn't know, the middle one is the inner side, which is like inner Maraudon. It teleports you to the inner part of the Maraudon, so you miss the first half. But let's start with the orange side, because I think that one's the coolest in my opinion. You go to the orange side, which that in the end takes you to the orange part of Maraudon. Like, it's split into 3 different sections that all are in the same dungeon, I guess. But yeah, anyway, it's got orange crystals that are like dripping from the roof and stuff, like orange. Are they stalagmites or stalactites? I don't know. They've got orange pools, which I don't think it's lava. I think it's just water dyed orange from these driplets happening. You got cool orange basilisks, elementals running around. You've got this random druid lady hanging out in this pool, like taking a bath. I don't know what she's doing. I'm pretty sure she gives you a quest. But yeah, loads of orange crystals. I think what makes it cool are the pools with like the bits of water dripping off them. It looks evil in my opinion. But yeah, anyway, then you've got the purple side. To me, the purple side's not as cool as the orange side, but it's quite like, it's a bit more intricate. It's got loads of bridges and stuff. It's a bit easier to get lost in the purple side. Loads of purple crystals everywhere, similar to the orange side, but no pools and no dripping happening from like the roof. You've got elementals the same as the orange, and just like groups everywhere. So yeah, not that cool. And then you got the middle. The middle is honestly nothing. It just leads to this dude, this first of Khan guy. I'm pretty sure he's for a quest. I'm pretty sure there's like 3 of them you gotta talk to. With a portal. You just gotta click on the portal and that teleports you in. Nothing special, but yeah, the fact that it has 3 separate entrances that take you to the same dungeon, so it doesn't really matter where you want to start. Actually, don't start in the inner part if you want to do the other parts. Start in one of the colors. And yeah, I do think the crystal idea is really cool. Yeah, very unique, and it deserves to be at number 3 in my opinion. So yeah, Maraudon. And, well, not Maraudon, the entrance to Maraudon, number 3. 2. Number 2. Let's head to Ashenvale, and this is the entrance to Black Fathom Depths. This is more of like a nostalgia choice for me. This is the first dungeon entrance I ever came across when I was playing the game. My first character ever was a Night Elf Warrior, and around 10 or 11, I think I went to it was a dark shore, and I just decided I wanted to explore, not like kill stuff. And I ran around the beach, swam through the water, and I came across the entrance to Black Fathom Depths. And I just thought, wow, this is so cool. I like jumped down into the water. You've got to like swim under and come up again, and you end up in this cave system. Now back then, I'm pretty sure I died instantly. The mobs were elite, and I had no idea what that meant at the time. So yeah, I tried attacking one and I died. That's my cool story about that. But it always sat in like, I always had a love for the entrance to this dungeon. But yeah, you swim under, you find this cave system full of like Naga and different creatures like that. It's quite intricate. You see these wisps. I'm pretty sure these like are all the roots from the trees above. The wisps are like trying to save it from the corruption below, which is really cool. Loads of little swimming pools in there filled with Naga, mushrooms and stuff. But it is a dungeon. Like, it is an early level dungeon, like mid-20s dungeon, so you could not be very familiar with the game at this time, and you can easily get lost in this dungeon entrance as well. So just be aware if you are doing that. There are also a few quests in the in the entrance of this dungeon, so make sure you pick those up from the camps nearby. And yeah, this is a pick from me, guys. All right, this is a nostalgia pick because of how of my memories finding this on my Night Elf Warrior back in the day. So yeah, Black Fathom Depths, number 2. So number 1 is in the Swamp of Sorrows, and that's the entrance to the Sunken Temple. And this, in my opinion, is the best entrance to a dungeon Blizzard has ever done, ever. And that's just my opinion, by the way. But yeah, first you have this sinking temple in the middle of the lake, and as you go in, you just descend further and further down. You've got to swim under this area and come back up the other side. As you can see, that's like kind of a theme in my last 2 dungeons, or the entrances actually. But you start coming across these troll priests. There's moss hanging down from everywhere. There's these altars with bones all over them, just bones and tablets everywhere. You start seeing these paintings on the wall, and to me, I think they're trolls, but if you look closely, I think they're goblins. I think they're worshipping goblins, actually. To me, they look like goblins. But troll priests everywhere. There's mummies, like little skulls everywhere. This place is massive. It's almost like you're in the temple already. There's huge rooms, not rooms, I think it's just one room where like everyone's like praying with an altar, like these trolls praying in there. You've got this other massive room with multi-levels, and you got to make sure you jump to the right level, because you got to go back up and fight some more guys. If not, because the middle level is where the portal is. But this place is just unbelievable for an entrance. I think people like dislike it because it's a bit too long. It is a very long entrance to a dungeon. It's basically a whole other dungeon before the dungeon. But it looks so cool. I mean, look at this. Come on, man. You cannot compare any other place to this. This is what an entrance to a dungeon should feel like, in my opinion. And I miss things like this. This is perfect. But yeah, the entrance to Sunken Temple. That is number 1. Thank you for checking out this video. It was a lot of fun to put together. I hope you all enjoyed it. You know, if you like these types of videos, go and check my other ones out. I've got, you know, dungeon bosses, I've got zones, I've got towns, and that's in retail. So I do retail and classic stuff. So if you love top 10 stuff, I've got some more of it. I also got some new lore stuff as well if you want to check that out. But if not, go, you know, just do what you want. But again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next one. See ya.